Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 5, Arguing with Reality. So, this is something that it turns out humans do a lot. We argue with reality, and it shows up with poisonous sentences in our mind that feel so true. When we're arguing with reality, we're thinking things like, it shouldn't be like this. That shouldn't have happened. She should have known better. He should have told me. This should be easier, right? And when we're thinking those things, we find evidence for them. And so they feel totally true. But like we worked on a couple of episodes ago, separating out the facts from the thoughts is a superpower here. All right. So when we're thinking it shouldn't be like this, how do we feel? We feel pretty disempowered, right? Because the truth is, it is like this. And we want to be able to identify the it so that we're getting more clarity. Okay. So when we're thinking it shouldn't be like this, what what are we meaning by the it? And what are we meaning by the this? And inside there will be some facts about what is going on. So we're kind of still in this pandemic stuff. We could be thinking that about the pandemic. It shouldn't be like this. We should be able to just travel freely, however we want to, or whatever is happening, right? So it shouldn't be like this. It is referring to a fact. So identifying what are the facts. Maybe you're thinking this about your job. Shouldn't be like this. I shouldn't have this responsibility. Other people should have taken care of this. My employees should be doing this. Shouldn't be like this. So defining what is that you're talking about? What's the it? And then that can help you separate out the facts from the thoughts. Okay? Because when we're thinking it shouldn't be like this, we are arguing with reality. The reality is that it is like this. And we disempower ourselves when we're thinking it shouldn't be like this. So, this is kind of a mind bender because oftentimes when we're thinking it shouldn't be like this, or this shouldn't have happened, or she shouldn't be acting like this, it reveals some of our own values that we have for ourselves and our life. And so that's important to notice that if we have a value for something, maybe we do want to think it shouldn't be like this, but then turning it into something useful and asking yourself a really important question, which is, what is in my power here? Because when we're just simply thinking it shouldn't be like this, then we are giving our power away instead of identifying what is in our power. If this is something that matters to us, we probably do have some power to make a change or to influence somebody to do things differently for the future, right? We can't change what already happened. And when we're arguing with reality, we're kind of wanting to change the reality, right? And we can't change what has already happened, but we do have power for the future. So when we're doing this, when we're arguing with reality, we are making our life harder for ourselves and putting ourselves really in a victim place, which most of us don't like to hear, that we're putting ourselves in a victim spot, but it is true. And when we're noticing that, then we can be more empowered in our life to be responsible, to do what is in our power. So here's the 3 steps that I want to offer you that can make your life easier when this shows up. One is to catch those thoughts. And what I mean by that is notice them, write them down. Again, using that scratch paper idea of just taking a few minutes to write down what you're actually thinking, and then notice that they are not true, right? So catch them, notice what it is you're thinking. Two, notice that they are not true. And then three is ask these two questions. The first one is, what is in my power here? And really get clear about what is in your power and then what's not in your power. Lots of times we think that if we acknowledge that something's not in our power, we're going to feel even less empowered. But that's actually not what happens. When we are clear about the things that just truly are not in our power, we actually have more power to then use in ways that are in our power. So that was the first question. What is in my power here? And the second question is, how do I want to use that power? And this is an important question because sometimes there are things that are in our power that we actually don't want to do anything about. And then there are things that are in our power and we may be uncomfortable about using that. So let's use an example of like an employer who the employees are doing something that they don't want them to be doing. Well, it is in their power to correct the employee, but they might not want to. They might be afraid to walk into that discomfort or standing up for themselves. This happens a lot with nice guys, I got to say. So then looking at what is it that's uncomfortable about that? And do I like my reasons for doing this, for speaking up, standing my ground enough to accept the discomfort that's there? This might also take place with a spouse, right? That we do have power to make suggestions or invitations to our spouse for whatever it is that we would like to happen. Lots of times we are uncomfortable about doing that. We don't know what she's going to say or what he's going to say, right? And so when we keep ourselves from utilizing what is in our power, so we just want to be really clear about that, about what is actually going on. Because lots of times we just simply want the other person to do what we think they should. We don't want to have to tell them, we don't want to have to ask them to do it. We just sit in this disempowered place of giving the power all to them. Don't they know they should be doing that? I shouldn't have to be in this uncomfortable position to correct them or to suggest something different or those types of things. But again, we're just giving our power away. And so those two questions are really important. What is in my power here? And how do I want to use that power? Might mean embracing some discomfort, which is of it, that if you like your reasons enough for doing something, you can embrace the discomfort. And I'm going to be teaching you more skills also about embracing that discomfort. Okay, so those are the things that I want to offer you today. Notice what you're thinking, when you are arguing with reality, fighting with what is real, thinking it shouldn't be this way, other people should have done things differently, right? Catch those questions, notice the things that are not true. Ask yourself the questions, what is in your power and how do you want to use that power? All right, I'm Coach Mimi on your side in the Good Guy Corner. I'll see you next time.